Today I have decided that it's finally time to stuff my peppers. I just got back from a little vacation where these were available everywhere, like on buffet tables and in deli sections, and so I have eaten so many of these in the last couple of weeks. You'd think I'd have had enough, but no, it's only inspired me to want more. So today I'm going to figure out what I'm going to put in these peppers to stuff them to make these stuffed mini bell peppers. I don't know if you saw the video that I made a little while ago on canning these mini bell peppers. So I did a whole video on how to can these mini bell peppers. I canned them as a low acid food in the pressure canner and put them aside ready to be stuffed. As I was researching to find how to stuff these, like what kind of cheeses did they use, what soft cheeses did they use, what recipes are out there, I realized something. This was my inspiration. And they are called sweet picante peppers. So I started to research what the pepperdew pepper was. And it's actually a pepper that originates from Africa, but it's a spicy mini pepper. So I was off right from the start. So me being me, what did I do? I thought, okay, so where can I get these peppers? Well, you can buy these peppers jarred, the pepperdew peppers jarred. If you go online on a popular online shopping site, so they have them there, not too bad. I mean, like $15 Canadian for a jar of just the peppers, not the stuffed peppers. When I put it in my cart, it was $19 for shipping. And yes, I am that member that I should not be paying shipping, so it was $19 to ship. So I said, out of my cart, delete all this, now what? Went online and searched, well, if I can't buy the peppers, let's see if we can plant them. So I searched and searched and searched, and I couldn't find these peppers anywhere except for on Etsy. So finally, I found them on Etsy. Now, I haven't even opened the package, the little paper package inside. I have a feeling there's not a lot of seeds in here, because it's a tiny little, I think there's maybe 15 seeds. Now I see that it's written 15 on there, and it's called Malawi picante peppers. It looks like there's 15 seeds in there that I will have for next year when I try this all over again with some kind of picante pepper. So after I discovered that, I then realized that the cheese stuffed peppers that you get are actually a pickled pepper. So it's not pickled inside the jar. They're stored in an oil inside the jar, but the peppers are pickled. So when I canned my peppers, I just did them as a low acid with water. These are not pickled peppers. What did I do? I went ahead and I made a whole other batch of these peppers pickled. So now I have quite a few jars of these pickled peppers. It's a good thing that these trees produced a lot of little mini bell peppers because anyway, I made a little mistakes on the way, but you know what? We're learning as we go. So then I pickled my peppers. So there you have it. Today I am finally going to take these pickled peppers and I am going to stuff them. Now, like I said, I looked at so many different recipes. What do I stuff this with? Which ingredients? And you know what? You can basically stuff them with any soft cheese that you like. It can be goat cheese, it can be cottage cheese, it can be feta cheese, ricotta cheese, like name it. You can stuff it with that. So I think it's basically just a thing of preference. So I love feta cheese and ricotta cheese. So I'm going to do a mixture of these two cheeses together and see what it's going to give us. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to rinse out these pickled peppers. I don't want them to have a strong vinegar taste inside of them when we eat them with the cheese. So I'm going to start by rinsing out this solution. Now that I've rinsed off my peppers, I'm just going to kind of leave them sitting in this plate upside down because they're like little vessels for water. I'm really happy about how firm they remain even through the canning process. That was a little something that I was wondering how they would fare up if they would turn into complete mush, but they're not. So they're looking good so far. They smell really great too. So what we're going to do next is to a blender because we want this cheese to kind of be nice and smooth. So I'm going to add a quarter cup of feta cheese, quarter cup of ricotta cheese. Now, I do like garlic, but I don't like garlic in my food that is so overpowering that all you taste is the garlic or that it drowns out everything else. So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic and probably even less than like a quarter teaspoon. Just going to grate it really finely on this tiny little, it's probably made more for a ginger, but I'm going to grate the garlic on this just so you're not biting into huge bites of garlic or anything like that, but I still think that it's going to give this a nice flavor. So just grate a little bit of garlic in there for me. Listen, if you like a lot of garlic, you go to town and you put as much of that in there that you want. And finally, I'm going to add a tiny little pinch of salt. Now be careful with the salt because feta cheese is really salty already. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. You can always readjust after. And then we're just going to blend this until it's smooth. Also, just so you know, for when I blended the cheese together with a little bit of garlic and salt, I did add a little bit of olive oil, probably like a teaspoon, to help mix it together and so it wouldn't be quite so thick as well. And I find that was just a little extra that I needed to make the cheese nice and creamy. So now it's time to stuff our peppers. I actually own a piping bag, which I can guarantee you I have no idea how to use because I am the furthest thing from a professional baker, cook, whatever, but I'm guessing it's the easiest thing to get these in the peppers. So we're going to try this. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that these came out looking pretty decent. Can you imagine these like on a Christmas time is coming up, on a Christmas like charcuterie board or serving your guests, and you can actually say you made them yourself. So, since looks aren't everything, I am going to taste one of these. So one of the places that I read also said that it's really good with a balsamic reduction on it. So I'm going to try half of it alone and half of it with the balsamic because I love balsamic vinegar. So let's taste. Solid piping job. Now to taste. That is actually really good. I'm really glad I rinsed out the brine, like the pickled brine, but you can still get that little bit of a sweetness and really good. I'm actually kind of surprised. I will put the ingredients in the description below, but now I'm going to try it with the balsamic reduction, and no, I didn't make it myself. But I'm going to drizzle just a splash on this. A couple drops. It has to be good. Delicious. So if you're able to find these picante or peppadew or even a sweet bell pepper in your grocery aisle jarred, like this is great, even if it's not the spicy peppers. So I do hope you give this a try. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like my content. If you do, don't be shy, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to check back again soon to see what other content I will have coming out.